Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to be doing April's speed reviews, and I technically know that I am posting this in May, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 products that we have this month to review, and I'm going to go ahead and start with the one that was kind of a disappointment. So this is the Sandbar Oasis eyeshadow palette. It has 6 different shades in it, and this was kind of a huge letdown. I'll go ahead and show you the swatches here that I've done really beautifully as I awkwardly lift my shoulder. Anyway, so you can see even with these swatches, right, there isn't a lot of color payoff with them. And the way that the palette is laid out with like the 2 really warm shades here with the 2 icier shades here, but then there's really no matte transition shade to kind of help you go in between those two was just not super helpful in terms of having like a tiny palette like this. Like generally speaking, when you have, you know, palettes that are this size, it's nice to have them that are all in the same color story so that it makes sense that you can just bring this one palette with you. The other thing too is performance wise, it's just not, like you can even tell with this swatch here that it comes out a little chalky. It's not super smooth. In order to even create this look that I have on today, I was really packing on that eyeshadow. I do have an eyeshadow primer underneath, and I don't know, it just kind of fell short as to my expectations for eyeshadows these days. There's so many that are so good on the market that I expected more, and I didn't really get it with this one. So kind of a disappointment. Do I really like the green, silver, gray look that I have on right now? Yeah, like it's nice, but it's not earth-shattering in any sort of the manner, and so it's kind of just eh. Let's go ahead and talk about the next one. This is the Hipdot Sun Goddess 4-shade face palette, and so it comes with essentially 1 blush and then a blush topper and then 2 highlights. This was okay, honestly. So I really like Hipdot eyeshadow formulas. I struggled a little bit with these products. So again, it kind of had the same issue as this eyeshadow palette where it was just like average. The highlights were not super gleamy. Like you can kind of see them on my face right now, but this is after I really packed them on. The blush topper doesn't really show up on my skin too much, but then oddly enough, the blush is so heavily pigmented that it makes it really hard to blend out onto your skin. And even if you use a really light touch, right, like you go in and you lightly tap the product and then you tap the extra off of your brush and then apply the blush onto your face, it was still just kind of pigmented to the point where it stuck to wherever it was that you placed it, like that first initial placement, and it would not blend into the skin no matter what I did. And you can even tell with this swatch, like that looks like an eyeshadow swatch, right? Like that swatch, yeah, see? Like even you know the difference. So like this is what I'm talking about. Like this is odd for a blush to swatch like this, which actually swatched even better than the eyeshadows. So all in all, just kind of a strange experience here. I actually kind of think that this would be really cool as like actually as an eyeshadow color. I think it'd be pretty cool. You could definitely rock it with some like neonness, you know. I think it'd be pretty sick. So Hipdot's face palette, their eyeshadow palettes are definitely a lot more impressive than this face palette. Moving on to the next product we have, this is the Ciate London Bamboo Bronzer in the shade South Beach. So I love Ciate's packaging. It's just super cute with the stars. And then we have, this is the bronzer. This is quite a dark bronzer. Even on me, you can see that it definitely has quite a bit of the red undertones in it. But man, does Ciate make solid face products. So on the totally opposite side of the spectrum to the Hipdot blush, this bronzer blends out so nicely. No matter where it is that you place this product, you can just see that it has the ability for it to be able to really kind of blend into your skin and become one with your foundation, or even if you're not wearing foundation, it looks really nice. And so yeah, I definitely anticipate myself reaching for this bronzer pretty much all through summer. I love the packaging. I love how small it is. I do think it's going to be pretty travel friendly, and I really like the color that it gave me. Moving on to the fourth product. This is from the brand Kimchi Chic. By the way, this is now available at CVS. In case you are more of a, you know, drugstore shopper, then you can definitely purchase Kimchi Chic cosmetics there. I actually went to CVS today and I saw their whole like display, but I was on a mission and I was in a rush, so I didn't actually stop at the display to pick up a bunch of products, but I'm kind of thinking about it. If you guys are interested in me trying out all of like a full face of Kimchi Chic beauty, definitely let me know in the comments below, because I would be willing to go and check it out, because this set and bake powder is really good. So this is their Puff Puff Pass set and bake powder in the color translucent. So this product, similar to the name, does come with a little puff that sits on top. I'm not a big puffer user. And so normally speaking for me, I like to just use like a fluffy brush like this to set down my foundation. What an incredible powder. It is so finely milled. Honestly, like every time you open it up, it does that like poof, you know, and that is a pretty good indication that the powder in here is really, really finely milled. Sets down your makeup beautifully. It's almost like a matte finish, and yet it's quite natural too. So you're not sitting here with your face looking like incredibly, incredibly matte. It just kind of gives it like this nice airbrushed feeling, sets it down so your foundation doesn't move too much. It's really, really nice. The other thing too, I would say, is like, check out how much product you get. I think in this one, this is 24 grams, and so that is pretty good for a setting powder. I really like it. Honestly, so far, everything that I've tried from this brand, which I think I've only tried like 2 products, but hey, 2 products is still 2 products, right? Like, it's all been really, really good. So very, very impressed with this translucent powder. My favorite right now is the Tarte Shape Tape translucent setting powder. Once this is done, I'm totally gonna just move over to this one and use this. Not even gonna go and purchase this one because I already have this one sitting here and it's ready to go and it's good. So yeah. The last product that we are going to talk about today in this video that I am going to rave about for like 5 minutes because it's so good is the Yensa Super Serum Silk Foundation. So I have this in the shade medium warm. It is, it's so good, you guys. Okay, so the description is that it is a skin-loving, supercharged, age-defying complex of vitamin C, CE ferulic, and bakuchiol oil. It's very hard to say that. I did have to look that one up, actually, so hopefully I got it correct. But anyway, and so what this foundation is meant to do is it helps brighten, improve firmness, and prevent fine lines and wrinkles, and it provides full, flawless coverage. I freaking love this foundation. Every single time I wear it, I feel like my skin looks so good, so healthy. It doesn't dry it out. And I just feel like at the end of the day, even when I remove all of my makeup, my skin doesn't feel dry. It feels healthy. It feels nurtured. And you guys know that I love the Yensa Tone Up Primer as well. This is the primer that I will use when I'm doing foundation reviews for the very first time, like when I'm trying it on and throughout the week, because it is such a trustworthy primer. It's so good. And this foundation is just as good as the primer. I think honestly with this foundation and this translucent powder, I have had an incredible skin month. Like everything just looks so smooth. Like how is that even possible? I don't have smooth skin. I don't know. So yes, would definitely recommend checking out this foundation if you are looking for one that is going to give you quite a bit of full coverage, but also not something that's going to dry out your skin, and it's actually going to be good for your skin. So I really, really like this foundation. Wear time, I will say, even for me, because I'm slightly more on the oily side, like this is definitely a foundation that I would recommend setting down. I would recommend using a setting spray with this, but I found that this foundation usually wore pretty well for about 8 to 10 hours. The other thing about this foundation that I enjoy too is that as it starts to wear off of your face, it's not like one of those foundations where it like patches off your face and you get like these weird little like spots in your face where you're like, what happened to your foundation? Like it literally just kind of wears off very smoothly, and it just, It's so nice. It's so natural as it wears off. It's so beautiful. I am stoked on this foundation. I am probably going to repurchase this when I am done with this bottle. And also the packaging is just, I mean, who doesn't want this on their vanity, right? It's so nice. Anyway, all right. Okay, I'm going to stop raving about it and finish up this video. So yeah, in general, I would definitely say the 5 products that we received in this month's Ipsy box were pretty good. The standout winners for me were definitely the translucent powder, the foundation, and then the Ciate bronzer. So big wins on my end. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this month's speed reviews, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Thank you so much for watching. By the way, if you like this video, please feel free to like and subscribe to our channel, and I will see you guys next time. I think I already said that. Whatever. Bye! Patchouli oil?
Patchouli.
Patchouli oil. Ugh.